Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about something a little bit different. We're going to dive into our psychology. This is a little bit more of a life coaching video. So if you're looking to take yourself to the next level with your mindset, let's dive into this topic of, do people treat you unfairly? It might be a mirror of the way you treat yourself. So if you're ever in circumstances where you feel like maybe you're misunderstood or people are consistently treating you unfairly, something that I want to teach you is, in life, everything is a mirror of what you do to yourself, of how you treat yourself. Because you may find that there's a pattern in your life of somebody mistreating you or people mistreating you in a very similar way. But you notice that your friends or family don't have that same issue happening to them. So I want to give myself a personal anecdote so you understand this a little bit more. So in my life, I had a theme of people who were close to me would get out of my presence and decide that they don't like me, they don't want me in their life. They would essentially create a story about me. It usually wasn't true, and decide that they don't want to be in my life. And so then when we'd come back together, they'd be like, oh, well, I have a problem with you, or, I don't want to be together in like romantic relationships. And it took, I had that issue reoccurring for like 20 years, okay? And so it took a lot of self-reflection and understanding that life is a mirror, and that how you feel about yourself, you get in return. And so it took me sitting down with myself and thinking, well, how am I doing that to myself? What exactly is this situation that's occurring, which is a form of abandonment? And a lot of times, these patterns that keep getting recreated come from your childhood. So in what ways were you abandoned as a child? And are these patterns reoccurring over and over and over? And one of my favorite things to coach people through is the idea of reparenting yourself. And we have these attachments to our parents, and I'm mostly speaking to adults here, of you have this relationship and this attachment to a parent, and maybe they disappointed you, and maybe they treated you unfairly, maybe they abandoned you. And we have this attachment saying, well, I wish this was different, and I wish this didn't occur like this. And instead of wishing things to be different, you have to reparent yourself. And so what that ends up looking like is, in my case, I did have a parent emotionally abandon me. And so where do I emotionally abandon myself? And that was the key piece that I needed to learn so that I could grow past this reoccurring pattern in my life. So it feels very unfair sometimes to go through circumstances and you're like, well, why does this keep occurring? Like, why does this keep happening to me? Which is a victim mindset, is when you think things are happening to you versus for you. For you is an abundant mindset, to you is a victim mindset. And so if you have this idea of, people genuinely treat me so unfairly, how are you genuinely treating yourself so unfairly? What are these circumstances that's getting you into this whole mess? And what can you do to reparent yourself and fill in that gap and love yourself? So when you have this attachment to a parent, it is something that exists outside of yourself. And so what we want to do is cultivate a really rich environment inside of yourself. And so we're breaking that I wish attachment to our parents, and you're giving yourself what you needed. So how can you show up for yourself? What are the moments where you are abandoning yourself, or you are criticizing yourself, or you are misunderstanding yourself? And how can you reflect back what you actually wanted from your parent? So what did you hope to happen, right? So if you play a situation where there's somebody who's going away from myself and they're deciding that they don't like me. So what could this look like inside of me? It could look like, well, when I detach from myself, I decide that I don't like myself that much. I self-abandon. And I actually saw this occur where when I would start to dip into bad habits, or my biggest thing was when I felt as though somebody didn't like me, I would self-abandon so quickly because my validation was so external. So if somebody outside of me thought I was a bad person, I would start not doing my positive habits. My self-care would go down the drain because I didn't think I was worthy of that self-care, and I would self-abandon. And so once I healed that relationship of self-abandonment and I didn't need external validation anymore, then it became, oh, that situation stopped occurring. And it's so funny because I was having a conversation with a friend and they felt like they abandoned me in a certain way. And I was like, wow, I didn't even take it like that. So the situations can occur and you see them through a different lens. So I stopped seeing things through the lens of abandonment. And so my reactions to the situation are very different. And so I don't let myself be a victim of abandonment anymore. And I know this is very deep, but this is a really amazing way of self-healing. This is self-therapy. It's getting yourself from, why do these situations keep happening to me, to how can I self-reflect, realize the way that I'm treating myself, reparent myself, give myself what I always wished my parents would do, heal that relationship with yourself, and move forward. So I'm going to pause there, and I'm sure you guys will have questions. If you can leave those in the comments, I'll keep creating videos on self-development and self-love and self-worth because, crazy enough, this channel is about healing eczema naturally, and all of this ties together. I have clients right now in my 1-month program where we will literally go down the train of events, and my clients will be like, wow, I had no idea this was so related to this, which would be eczema. I have a client who we started working through her childhood and her parents were very absent. She actually looked to food for comfort. So she has a really hard time sticking to a diet that's healing for eczema. And so it's all connected. And I am so grateful to be able to start talking about self-development, life coaching on this channel. So if you like this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm very excited to make content this year to help you become your best version of yourself. So I'll see you in my next video.